All right, so we're still in 1.3 and we are finishing up this section with what is called the difference quotient. So this expression, f of x plus h minus f of x, the whole thing divided by h, and it says h cannot be 0 because we can't have 0 in the denominator, is called the difference quotient of the function f. This difference quotient is on the formula sheet, so you do not need to memorize this difference quotient expression. However, you'll need to know how to use it. So what I want to point out is that we're going to be breaking it into 3 parts. We are going to do this part. We're going to take the function and evaluate it at x plus h. We are going to then evaluate the function at f of x. And then we will then divide everything by h. I also want to point out that there's a minus sign here. This is very important. That means it's going to change the sign of everything that follows it. So this is entitled the difference quotient. So let's look at how to do this. Now, in order to do this, let's get an understanding of what the difference quotient is. The difference quotient is it measures the slope of a secant line that's passing through the curve of f of x. So we want to, the slope is the measurement of the rise over the run with a linear function. We're going to talk about that in a section. I think it's the next section actually. And a secant line is a line that passes through the graph at 2 points. So the difference quotient of a function will measure this, what is called the average rate of change of the function with respect to x. So if it is a linear function, then the difference quotient is going to be the slope. In this case, we don't have a linear function. So it's going to be the slope of the secant line. So just to give you kind of an understanding of what that is. And like I said, we are going to break it into 3 parts. Now, before we do this one, I'm going to write a different one here. We'll do a more simple one. So, for example, what if we had this function? Let's say f of x is equal to 8x plus 7. And it says to find the difference quotient. So, like I said, break it into 3 parts. First, evaluate what is f at x plus h. So the function f, we take the input, we're multiplied by 8, and we're going to add 7. This time the input is x plus h. So we're doing this red part first. And so let's evaluate this. Well, I cannot add x and h. They are not like terms, but I can distribute this 8 to obtain this. So in place of x plus h, so here, let me write the difference quotient down here. in place of x plus h, I'm going to put in this part in red. So I'm going to write in 8x plus 8h plus 7. This part in red is equal to this expression. So that's this part. The denominator will just be the h. There's nothing to do down there. But I do have this minus f of x. I know what f of x is. It's 8x plus 7. But remember I said that this minus sign plays an important role. I am going to make sure that I remember to distribute this minus sign. Anything that follows it is going to change to the opposite sign that it started with. So I will have this minus 8x minus 7. This whole thing divided by h. Let's see if we have any like terms. Remember, like terms will have the same variable with the same exponent. Let's see if I have any like terms that will cancel it out. 8x minus 8x, that's 0. I've got 8h, well, nothing will cancel that. 7 minus 7, that's 0. So what do I have left in the numerator? I have 8h. In the denominator, I have h. The h's divide out. I'm left with 8. This is the difference quotient for this linear function. And see, it is the slope of this line. And we'll talk more about slope as we progress. So now let's apply what we did here. Let's apply it to this one. A little more difficult, but it's the same process. So remember, we're going to break it into the 3 parts. So I've got this part, and then I'm going to put it into my difference quotient. So on the first page there, we're going to figure out this part here. So let's do that part first. So I'm going to rewrite this. I'm leaving blank spaces for the x's because I'm going to evaluate the function at x plus h. Now, be very careful here. This x plus h squared, I'm just going to do it to the side here, does not mean x squared plus h squared. That is not what this equals. What we have to do is x plus h squared is the same as taking this x plus h and multiplying it by itself twice. So we have to do what's called FOIL. Multiply the first 2 together, multiply the outside 2 together, the inside 2, and then the last 2. And so I'm going to end up with x squared plus 2 of these combined. They're both like terms. 1 xh plus 1 xh will be 2 of them. And so that will replace this portion. So let's rewrite this now. We'll have negative 2, and then I'm going to put what I just calculated here. Then I have plus x plus h plus 5. I can remove the parentheses here because there's nothing to multiply by in front. And so here I'm going to put x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And then I need to distribute the negative 2. The negative 2 is in front of the parentheses, so it gets distributed to all 3 terms within the parentheses. So negative 2x squared minus 4, negative 2 times positive 2 will be negative 4xh minus 2h squared plus x plus h plus 5. And now I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy it down below. Because remember, this whole thing here, my highlighter does not like this page. It wants to make vertical lines. This whole thing here is the first part of the difference quotient. So I'm going to replace what I highlighted there. I'm going to put it in the difference quotient here. So let me write that down. I figured it out. It was negative 2x squared minus 4xh minus 2h squared plus x plus h plus 5. And then I still have the h on the bottom, and then this will be minus. Let me give myself some additional room here. Hold on. So I erase that to condense it a little bit. And now I have to put f of x here. F of x is negative 2x squared plus x plus 5. Remember, put those parentheses in because you have to distribute that negative sign. This negative sign here gets distributed to each term. So whatever the term is, if it's positive, it's going to change to a negative sign. If it's negative, it's going to change to a positive sign. So this part here is going to be replaced with f of x. And so we did that. And so in the denominator, I'll have just h. So now it's just a matter of combining some like terms. Do the distribution of the negative and then combine like terms. So this will be plus 2x squared minus x minus 5. So let me see, what like terms do I have? I have 2x squared, oops. I have minus 2x squared, I have plus 2x squared. Those cancel out. Then I have I have plus x minus x. So those will cancel out. Then I have plus 5 minus 5. So that cancels out. So what is left? Let's write what's left. Negative 4xh minus 2h squared plus h. Now this whole thing is divided by h, but you have to divide, it's like you're dividing each item by h. So I like to write it like that so I can see the h divide out of each piece. Negative 4x. Here this h will divide out one of the h's up top, minus 2h. And then the h divides out the h. H divided by h will be 1. This will be the difference quotient here. And then we've simplified the expression. So this I plugged in, I got the difference quotient, combined like terms, simplified the expression. This is my answer here. So a little different looking when it isn't a linear function. Here we have a quadratic function. So a little bit different looking on the answer. But it's the same process.